The war on cars in this country is so organised and so comprehensive, it makes the conflict in Ukraine look like a minor scuffle. Why is the motor car such an affront to the authoritarians who now govern us? Well, because it represents individual autonomy, freedom of movement. It represents fun. And none of that will wash in the brave new world of climate communism. Which is why it's so disappointing that the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has decided to stick to the bonkers target of banning the sale of new petrol and diesel engine cars by 2030. Even the EU, who have been drinking the climate Kool-Aid for years now, have pushed the target back by 5 years, following pressure from, you guessed it, the German car industry. No such luck here in the UK, where Sunak is going to saddle hard-pressed Brits with the eye-watering extra cost of an electric vehicle. The problem is, when you buy one, it looks like a worse investment than a pool cue for Stevie Wonder. The This Is Money website have revealed that used electric cars have seen their value drop by as much as 40% over 3 years, with all 20 of the second-hand cars that have seen the biggest drop in a year across all fuel types being EVs. EV stands for electric vehicles. The value doesn't hold, and neither does the battery. Roger Tallbloke, who follows me on Twitter, said the following. He said, I asked how much a replacement battery for a Nissan Leaf was after the 8th year or 100,000 miles elapsed. I was told I could not be told. Well, eventually I found out from a Nissan dealer, and the price of a new battery, £14,300 plus fitting, plus VAT. Unbelievable. So I will not be getting one of these cars. There's no proper charging infrastructure. We have about 40,000 outlets at the moment. We need at least 300,000 when this ban comes into place. Who's going to pay for that? The cars are heavy, which means that when you brake, they emit more brake pad particles than a regular car into the air. And the tyres shed harmful airborne material as well, again, exacerbated by the sheer mass of these electric vehicles. Some car parks may need to be reinforced to carry the weight of these machines. The precious minerals to put in these batteries are finite and are often acquired via modern-day slavery in countries like the Congo, with teenage kids knee-deep in orange mud for 12 hours a day, mining for lithium so that we can feel better about ourselves as we cruise to Sainsbury's in a Tesla or a Renault Zoe. Now, full disclosure, I will not miss diesel in the long run. It was a catastrophic decision by the then Chancellor Gordon Brown to get us onto that filthy fuel when petrol is much cleaner. And petrol engines are now so impressive when it comes to their emissions that I think they should be an option for consumers for the foreseeable future alongside electric. Let the market decide. What about this beauty? This is my glorious 13-year-old Toyota Prius in astral black. There's some concern that even this type of model may be banned by 2030 or failing that 2035. How could you? This is a great machine that gets me around. It's a hybrid with a small, efficient petrol engine. There I am mounting it with enthusiasm. It's all I mount these days. No range anxiety. I love this car. It gets into a few bumps and scrapes, but so does its owner. ULEZ, 15-minute cities, congestion charges, petrol and diesel cars banned, 20-mile-an-hour zones everywhere, pay per mile, eye-watering parking charges, needing a second mortgage to buy a permit outside your own home. It is time to end this war on the motorist. Driving a car isn't a privilege, it's a human right. This policy to scrap diesel and petrol vehicles by 2030 is a car crash in slow motion for Rishi Sunak.